The book of St. Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles, my bishops, my elders of Great Millstone. I want to give double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men. Salutations to you brothers that are present your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, through the four corners of the earth. And to you believers, the Akim and Akwathin, to you I say Shalom. This brother Bon Malak out of Great Millstone Camp, Austin, coming at you with a quick lesson. And just as this St. Matthew, and by the way, this the name of this lesson is also, St. Matthew 13:30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And what? He said, let both grow. Esau and Jacob grow together until the harvest. Esau and Jacob are growing together until the harvest, man. Because what? This is not a black or a white thing. You got Edomites going to look like Israelites, and you got Israelites, they're going to be Edomites. Because what? You are the seed of your father. You are the seed of your father. And let's go to the book of Numbers real quick. I didn't have that pulled up. Let's go to the book of Numbers. Let's bring it up. Let's go to Numbers, the first chapter. Let's go down to the 18th verse. Let's read Numbers 1 and 18. It's in Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree after their families by the house of their fathers, and according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. And we look up this word pedigree. I got it already queued up right here. Pedigree.
Pedigree.
It's the recorded ancestry, especially it's saying upper class. You have to what? You have to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Your ancestry is just your ancestry. Is it a recorded ancestry, especially of ancestry of a person, a family, of your family? Just like if your last name Smith and your father's last, because most of the time the child always takes the name of the father. Just like when a woman weds a man, she always takes the name of the man. But here in America, Babylon the Great, our men have become so docile and so simple. Now you got men that are taking the names of the woman's father's name. But it has always been that the woman takes the name of the husband, and the child takes the name of the father, because he is the biological. He is the progenitor of that child. He the progenitor. His pedigree is in that child. That woman, she don't do nothing but be a incubator for that child. She just she delivers that child. That man's seed, his seed is the one that brings life to that child. That's why brothers would say, man, that's my little seed. Back in the day, man, that's my seed right there. Because it was well understood that the man semen would produce that child. And the woman, she was just the incubator. But here in America, Babylon the Great, Esau Edom gave the woman so much authority and control over the child that once that man and woman break up, they always split and give the child to the mother. And what she'll raise a bunch of YNs and demons, in this society. And again, the pedigree is the recorded ancestry of a person or a family, of the man's seed, his DNA. That's why, read out of the book of St. Matthew chapter 13 and 30, it say, let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares. Those going to be the tares of the Israelites that are the Edomites that look like Mr. Israelites that look like the different nations. That's why they always talk about we mix. No, there's no such thing as mix. You are what your father is. If your mother is black and she married to a so-called white man, you better pray that his lineage goes back to the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we're not going to hear that, oh man, we're about to go back to Abraham. No, that was a elect seed, a royal seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you're going to have some Edomites, and they're going to look like Edomites, and they're going to be Israelites, because they fathers, that white woman, she went and married her so-called black man, and what that child should do is go kiss his mother and say, thank you, for getting into my lineage into a Jake, you know. So it says, let both grow together into the harvest. In the time of the harvest, I would say to the reapers, because we're in the time, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is in the time of the reapers right now. Gather ye together first the tares and bind them in bundles to burn them. And that's getting ready to happen on the planet Earth. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is getting ready to burn the tares, man. It said, but gather the wheat into my barn. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is getting ready to put the wheats in the barn for protection. And the wheats of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the scattered, Israelite foreigners. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25 and verse 7. It says, there'll be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man to have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. And we're witnessing the downfall of Esau Edom, the so-called self-professed white man on the planet Earth. So we're going to live to see the fall of our enemies. And we do have enemies, contrary to what the Christian church is going to teach you, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans on Sundays. Going to tell y'all that y'all can all love each other and y'all can all get along, just like your man, what was his name? He said, can we all just get along? Before he died a couple of years, I think when he got beat up, by the police officers, I think that was early in the 1990s. No, you can't all get along because we got enemies, man. And Esau Edom is our enemy on the planet Earth, and we're going to prove it in black and white. We're going to read this. That's why Donald J. Trump is talking about getting rid of all slave images off the internet. And what I did right here, this is fair use. I'm not making any monetary gains from the use of this video. I'm only using this video for educational purposes. I only educate the YouTube 107 Act. It said the brutality shown in those postcards can still be seen today in proliferation of images that capture police violence against Israelite people. She said, understanding the history of violence is critical to moving forward. It's one thing about the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. They don't want to move forward with history. They want to be just like Esau Edom. Can we just forget that? That's 2/3. That's the mindset of 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let's just forget about all that, and all we got to do is love on one another. No, that's why Esau Edom want to get rid of the images. From 1880 to 1968, over 4,000 Israelite Americans were lynched in the U.S. Like picnics or party lynches were often as carnival-like events commemorated through photos and postcards. See, Esau Edom has what? He's used our suffering as a joyous occasion for them. It said this film tells the story how Israelite activists subverted these souvenirs, which were celebrations of white supremacy in the fight against lynching. And and you got Jake always want to. They always want to subvert. They always want to be activists. And then what they'll do, they'll start back in Cleveland, right back to their enemies. Like, oh yeah, we witnessed the brutality in which y'all done, and acted on our people, but we still want to love y'all. No, man, you don't have to love your enemies. It's nothing in the Bible. It said to forgive and forget. No, it doesn't, man. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, I required that which was past. So let's look at this video.
A postcard is an extension of our experience. A postcard allows us to continue to relive that experience. It also allows us to disseminate that experience. Look what I draw pleasure from.
Ooh, look what I draw pleasure from. The book Colossians chapter 3 and verse 25. It said, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of person. See, it's nothing you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans can do. Y'all not going to be able to turn the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua away from Esau Edom, the so-called self-professed white man, who is the physical counterpart to the spiritual demon Satan on earth. Y'all not going to be able to pray away his wrath. Y'all not going to be able to pray away, what he got coming to him. So you might as well stop fighting against the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and allow things to be what they are. You should be repentant. And you should be calling on the names of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because Esau Edom, matter of fact, let's go to Psalms 4 and 8. Mr. Job chapter 4 and verse 8. Oh, man, I wanted Job. I wanted Job. Let's go to Job. We just read Colossians 3 and 25. The book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 8. Even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Job 4 and 8. Even as I have seen those, let's get it. Job 4 and 8. Even as I have seen they that plow iniquity, sin on top of sin, and sow wickedness reap the same. You should be glad that the Lord Yahweh Basham Al-Shai is going to give them the same recompense that they gave our Israelites.
Lynching postcards were used in the same way.
Hey, lynching postcards. Look at them. Look at those proud Edomites.
Between 1880 and 1968, there's 4,000 lynchings that take place in the United States. It is terrorism in its clearest expression.
Terrorism in its clearest interpretation of it. Hey, man, that's pure terrorism. Look at them. And now you finding young Israelites are being lynched in 2025, man. So they want us to believe that without a letter and anything else, that these people are fucking climbing up trees and lynching themselves. But that's the mindset of 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, because Esau Edom don't make y'all think that we're incapable of the fucking impossible. You're not just climbing up on those trees and lynching yourselves, man. See, but matter of fact, let's go to Psalms. I didn't even pull that up. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to the book of Psalms. Is it 73 or 75? Yeah. Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. See? They are not in trouble like other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Esau Edom can get away with whatever the fuck he want to do on the planet Earth. Hence, that's why they have this Gestapo right now rounding up your northern kingdom. That's why they have the Gestapo right now is rounding up you so-called southern kingdom jakes now. They are not in trouble as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men.
I bought this in Hopkinsville, 15 cents each.
This is a token.
Hey, this is a token. She bought the postcard for 15 cents. They passed those down to their families. They even cut off the Johnsons of Jakes and passed them down, man. They've done so much brutality to you Israelites, man, and yet you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans want to join hand in hand with them. The scriptures tell us live peaceably with all men, if at all possible, man. That's in the book of Romans. We've lived peaceably with Esau Edom, but Esau Edom hasn't lived peaceably with us, with the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America, Babylon the Great.
Great day.
Anti-lynching activists would draw on photography as evidence.
So they could somehow shake people out of their complacency and push them to join the fight against lynching.
Join the fight against lynching. Again, fair use. That's why, man, you have to go back to the book of Ecclesiastes 25 and verse 7. There'll be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man to have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. And we're living to see, right now we're in the last days of Esau Edom. This is their last act. This is their last act. They'll never be able to put their hands, on Jacob again. This is their last act, and they should just go ahead on. All of them should just get their ARs, and they should just go out in the streets of America and just enact their last act, because they're about to get their ass handed to them. Pause. Because the Lord Yahweh Basham Al-Shai is getting ready to really rain down his terror on Esau Edom for touching the apple of his eye, which will be you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether you like it or not. And again, the book Colossians 3 and 25 said, but he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of person. Let's go. This is Psalms 109. Oh no, this is Now, this is Isaiah. I want Psalms 109. The book of Psalms 109 and chapter 14. It says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord Yahweh Bashem Haoshai. And this is David, and David was a prophet, whether you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans want to accept that or understand that or not. He's prophesying both against what? The wicked Israelites and the wicked of the world today, which would be Esau, Edom. It says, let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord Yahweh, and let not the sins of the mothers be blotted out. Verse 15, Psalms 109 and 15. It said, let them be before the Lord Yahweh Bashem Haoshai continually, that he may be cut off from the memory of them from the earth. And Esau, Edom is soon the memory, after 1,000 years of slavery, their memory will be cut off from the earth, man. Verse 16, because he remembered not to show mercy. He remembered not, if you rewind this, he remembered not to show mercy. Y'all think that was mercy? He remembered not to show mercy. Why was that? Right. Because he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor. There go his feet dangling. But persecuted the poor and the needy man, that he might even slay the brokenhearted. He might even slay the brokenhearted. Jake was brokenhearted during this time, man. This time we didn't have anything. We posed no threat to Esau, Edom, other than what? We was building up their kingdom. But what they did, they transferred the crimes that these Edomites right here was committing. Because look at each one of them committed a crime somewhere, and they blamed it on Jake. That's why they are not in trouble as other men. Psalm 73 and 5. Matter of fact, what did I put it up at? Let's pull it up again. It's right here. Psalm 73 and 5. It said, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. See? They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. See? They always blame the crimes on Jake. And he probably, whatever that guy allegedly had done, he probably done it. More than likely, most of them done it. Because that's how Esau rolled. Because he remembered not to show mercy, Psalms 109 and 16, because he remembered not to show mercy, but persecuted the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the brokenhearted. Let's go to Isaiah, man. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. We're getting ready to come to that time frame where the Lord Yahweh Bashem Haoshai, he's going to reap. He's going to reap. And what? Esau, Edom is going to go to 1,000 years of captivity and slavery, hardcore bondage. And after that, you know, he's not going to fill the face of the world with cities any longer, man. That's a beautiful thing. That is the good news. Salvation for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the house of Israel, and what? And death and destruction to Esau, Edom, for all the wickedness that they've sown on the planet Earth. So I pray this lesson has been edifying. I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rekahakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, double honors to the high priest elders that taught those men, salutations to you brothers that are presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice, pushing the gospel of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, through the four corners of the earth, and to you believers, the Akim and the Akwath, and to you I say Shalom.